Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with some Sentai news for you today. We got some new scans of the Avataro Sentai DonBrothers' upcoming Robotaro forms. I feel like I can already hear the change of voice. Robotaro! I'm so white. These are effectively another version of sort of their mecha alternatives. They effectively are functioning as their mecha. It's kind of weird because DonBrothers is doing things a little bit differently, but when you get down to it, it's a lot of the same stuff. I feel the message got a little bit mixed with the alters and thinking that maybe that was more the mecha alternative. But I think it's both. We'll get into that in a second. But basically, these are CGI forms they're going to be taking that are effectively their mecha forms. And there's one for each ranger. You have, blue as a gorilla, and then you have yellow kind of as more of an Oni warrior. Red looks cool, but also he looks kind of more like a sumo version of the alter, and I kind of wish he looked a little bit different just because I feel like all the forms are bleeding together a little bit. But I still dig it. And then pink and black have much more animal-like forms compared to the rest since they're the CG characters. But honestly, I like the design of all of them. I'm sure the CG will be a little bit iffy, kind of like it has been in the series so far, but just speaking on a design level, I actually dig them. I think it fits very well with the aesthetic. I've been digging the show so far. I have mixed thoughts on certain things, but the suit designs have really grown on me, and I feel this is just an extension of that. And then, down the road, they will combine into a basically mecha form. I think it's called Onitojin or something. If I have the name wrong, it'll be right in the comments and the tags and stuff. But there's going to be combining eventually into a more normal form. We just have a silhouette of it as of this recording. But yeah, DonBrothers kind of presents itself a little bit differently, and it is different in a lot of the way it does things and the way it's debuting things, but it's also kind of going to be the same. I mean, the CGI stuff is new. I mean, he's debuted it in Zenkaiger, but it's new. But for the most part, this is effectively functioning like regular mecha for the most part. I mean, if its role is going to be the same, it's basically the same thing. I like that they're trying to do things differently, but I feel like it's in name only. As far as the alters, I feel like the early scans and the early leaks, it kind of confused the messaging a little bit for me, where I thought the alters were meant to be this alternative for the mecha, but I think it's kind of both, where I think this is kind of more the true version of the mecha for the DonBrothers. And I think in regards to the alters, it's stuff like, the Tokyuger alter and the Juoger alter that's sort of meant to take the place of an idea of a mecha gimmick. Because, in the past, certain Sentai have done mech gimmicks where they have mechs or auxiliaries based off of past Sentai. And I think that's kind of that idea there, so they kind of have their cake and eat it too with that, which is kind of neat. And, one other thing I happened to think about too, I was like, well, this is kind of interesting because we're a little bit into the series now, and we'll be even a little bit farther when these debut, and it's a unique case. But when you get down to it, it's actually not that strange. I mean, it's definitely weird in a way, or not so much weird, it's unique that we start off DonBrothers with this Red Ranger mecha that combines with a previous mecha from a previous series. That is definitely unique. The Zenkaiger sequel aspects and that and how it debuted is definitely unique. I'm not going to take away from that. But when I sat there and thought about it, I'm like, this actually isn't that different than a Sentai where you'll have kind of the Red Ranger warrior mech be the main for a little bit, like in Go Busters or in Ryu Soldier. I think Die Ranger did that a little bit, where you have this Red Ranger warrior mecha, which is what Onitojin effectively functions as, that kind of is the main mecha for the first handful of episodes, and then you finally get your full Megazord transformation. This is just kind of a different way of going about it. I think once I saw these, I realized, kind of like with Zenkaiger, it's like, it's different. Is it really different? I'm actually excited to see these. I think the CGI I'm always going to have mixed thoughts on, but I'm enjoying this show as of this moment. I dig the designs. I'm looking forward to seeing what the toys are like. I hope they're pretty good. The quality and feel of Sentai toys so far in the last year and a half, 2 years has gone down, where they feel rather cheap. So I'm definitely concerned about that, but I'm, eager to see what we get. But what do you guys think of our new Robotaro alter forms? Do you like this in the place of the mecha? Do you really think it's all that different? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to see notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.